Hey guys, thanks for watching this video today. We're just going to be diving into the notion of when should a parent step into his or her son's relationship. Everything you hear today is going to be based on previous experiences and what my opinion is and my perspective on the matter. But before we jump into that, I want to give you a little bit of history on where I come from and where I stand on this matter. I was the eldest of four. I had two sisters. Sorry, I almost said three. I don't want a third. Two sisters and a brother, and I looked after them for as long as I can remember. I basically raised them into what they are today, and I raised my little sister from when she was almost 6 months old. I looked after her until she was, able to walk, and it was beautiful watching her develop into this, young woman that she was, this young girl, sorry, but then obviously into a woman that she was becoming. Um, and there is no greater feeling in the world than to watch a sibling or your son or your daughter grow into an adult or grow as a human. There's no better feeling. I can put my finger on it now. It's one of the best experiences in the world. And I did that for about 4 or 5 years. I looked after them, and they looked up to me, and I looked up to them, and I gave them advice, and I helped them out with their situations, and they looked up to me as a role model, and it was amazing to feel that. So back to the question, when is it okay for a parent to step in? I'm going to go ahead and based on what I've developed and what I've learned to know, I'm going to say rarely ever. The only exception that I would say where a parent can step in is if the relationship becomes toxic. And by toxic, I mean, self-harming, or, for instance, they get addicted to a drug and it's so unstable, or they're mentally so unstable that they need to hurt themselves or go out of their way to hurt others. That's the only time I would step into a relationship. And the reason being is because I'm under the impression, or I believe, sorry, that every individual on this journey we call life is entitled to experience everything for him or herself firsthand. And what that means is that basically no external influences should make your decision for you. And for instance, someone stepping into the picture and telling you to do this and to do that, because then you really miss the point of experiencing life. You really miss the what it is to feel the emotional roller coaster that life is. And it also develops you as a character, which is another thing. It makes you stronger. It helps you to deal with further situations and further relationships that you may or may not get into. But it builds your character, and that's the biggest thing. So that's why I'm firmly against parents stepping into a relationship, with the exception of those two reasons. Although there is a set of guidelines that every parent should follow, and these are the three that I'd like to say, and these are the three most important ones. The first one is support. You always want to support your child no matter what they do in life, and that's regardless. That means if they want to be an astronaut, if they want to be a soccer player, if they want to be a stripper, if they want to do prostitution, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they're your child, and you need to support and encourage them throughout the entire journey that they're on. And the same way that a child supports you in times of need when you need it. Always be there to support your child. Secondly, is just caring. You always want to be caring for your child, so you always want to go out of your way to do things for them, go out of their way to nurture them, go out of your way to show them kindness. And it has to be unconditionally. It can't be a conditional love. It has to be unconditionally. And by that, I mean, a lot of the time people say, oh, you do this for me and then I'll do that for you. Well, that's conditionally. No, as a parent, it is your role to unconditionally love your child. That means go out of your way without any hesitation or anything in reward in return, as I can't remember the phrase exactly, but it does say it in the Bible somewhere. For any of the religious people watching, it does say it. But to go out of your way and to do that unconditionally, and that's a big one. You really want to hit home on that one. And the third one, being the most important in my eyes, is guidance. Now, when I say guidance, I don't mean steering. And steering's a big one. I'll get to it in a second. Guidance and encouragement. Encouragement, always be there for your children, to encourage them, even with your friends and everything else. Always encourage them, make them feel like they're good about themselves, make them want to do something, chase a dream, or encourage them to do whatever the hell they want to do with their lives. But guidance as in, give your advice, make the point clear, but then back off. Don't try and take the reins for your child. Don't try and steer their journey for them, because that's the worst thing you can do. It does a lot of things. It mentally fucks with someone's head, that's for starters. It makes the person feel all sorts of emotions at once, because you're saying one thing, they're feeling another thing, it contradicts with each other, and then you have this giant tango between the two, and it never works out. So basically, you just want to let them know how you feel, give them your advice, support them through their decision, uh, and then you'll really start to understand what it is, to be a parent, and step in if you have to, and that's only if it's toxic or there's self-harm or mental instability there, mental instability, sorry. But those are the only times I'd step in if I was a parent. Thanks for watching today, guys. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. Like and subscribe if you did like this video, if it helped you out at all, and stay tuned for more.